Hi, my name is Esther. So how did I hear about 10Alytics? So I wouldn't say that there is one particular place, because I remembered entering 2025 with the mindset that you cannot be where you are. You have to change your life. And in that you have to change your life mood, I started researching on tech courses that I can use to transform, first of all, my earning and the quality of life I had at that moment. So during my Google searches, 10Alytics kept coming up, and I also saw it in one of the many WhatsApp group I belong to, that their courses are really great and that their teachers they take time to explain concepts to you. And given that I want to totally migrate into something different, I said, okay, no problem. I was going to give them a chance. But then what solidified the experience for me was one of the career clarification sections that we had. And after that session, I made up my mind that, okay, I was going to do this. But because of the money, I wasn't able to commit immediately. And then the International Women's Day 50% scholarship came up, and I know that there was no way that I was going to miss this, so I jumped in. The learning experience has been great in that there is always a solid reinforcement. What I mean is this: there are our Saturday Zoom classes, there is the mentorship classes, there is the LMS, there is also you asking them questions on WhatsApp. Beyond these classes, when they notice that you are slacking off, they call you on the phone to know, not in the pestering kind of way, but in the loving auntie kind of way. We care about you, we want you to succeed, so how can we help you? How do we meet you halfway? And it's one of the most beautiful thing ever. And they don't make you feel bad. They understand that you are also working. They understand that a lot is going on behind the scene, and they try to make provisions for that. When did I secure the job, and what role did 10Alytics play? Now, there was one particular mentorship session that I attended that Daisy gave us like a rundown on how, he entered the data field. And after that session, after that mentorship session, I told myself, Esther, you know what? You're going to have to start applying. You're going to apply like your life depends on it, because it does. So I started applying. At first, I wasn't getting any interviews, but then there was also the LinkedIn optimization session. Through the LinkedIn optimization session. But beyond this thing, I also did my own research. I started researching on how to, because I'm based in the UK, and personal statement is a big factor in recruitment processes here. So I knew that I have to invest in it. I utilized ChatGPT. I researched about what I was doing. I had to embody the case studies that we do in class as if they were my experience. I had to walk through them. It was studying. 2 months in, I secured an interview, and I remember sending an email to Sophia to say, I have an interview. And what they did, they prepared me like Elizabeth, because I did the agile project and Scrum Master tech one. And what they did was to prepare me for this interview. They asked me likely questions, they interrogated me, and at the end of that interview preparation session, I had more clarity on how to structure my answers, on how to answer confidently, on how to use the STAR method of answering interview questions. The first time I didn't get it, but then I knew that I couldn't give up, because I whole give up lose. So it was serious. Each time there is an interview, I come back to them. And one thing about them is that they're never going to push you away, or they're never going to sanction you and tell you, oh, that we have prepared you this number a maximum number of times, so you should know what to do. They are not like that. So each time you come, there is always somebody willing to guide you through the process. They are very thorough. That's another thing. They are going to ask you to send them the job description. They are going to ask you to send them the CV that you used. They want to know, and they are going to ask you these questions like the panels are going to ask you. And then at the end, they are going to send you the recording of this interview session and ask you, give you corrections, and ask you to also reach out to them if there is something that you are not understanding. So after tons and tons of interviews and applications, I eventually secured a contract management officer role with civil service, and this job is significant to the path I am on because there is a lot of stakeholder management, there is a lot of project scheduling, contract scheduling. Literally, they are side by side each other. And the most important thing is that the soft skills that I've picked up, and mind you, I am not even at the end, I haven't even gotten to the end of the program. The soft skills I've picked up: how to man a risk register, how to do a Gantt chart, how to break down WBS structures. These are things that I can use, I can replicate in the current role I'm currently in. And my advice for anyone who is considering joining is that they are honestly worth it. And I'm not saying this just to patronize them, no. Another thing to know is that there is their place of helping you secure your next tech job, and there is also your own place. They can help you, teach you, but it's also up to you to take the resources that you have been given, to put it to use, to maximize them. If you cannot come for the classes when the classes are scheduled, meet up with them, read, embody those case studies they share in class, because they are literally real life. Think of ways how you can embody them in the current role you are actually doing. Because when we started this session, when I started this program with them, that's when I realized that most of the things they are teaching us, these are some of the things I've actually done in my previous roles, but I didn't have a name for them. I didn't know how to transfer them from those other roles into this one. So I would say that if you want to register, do not hesitate. They are worth your money. Like, I'm not even joking, because I've looked at their syllables, how they teach. And honestly, another person I want to give their onion to is Elizabeth Nana. Maybe for me, she knows how to teach. This is specifically for the agile project practitioners and Scrum Masters. She knows her onion. She knows the foundation of project management. She understands it, and what she does with it is that she breaks it down in a way you would understand it, in a way that is relatable to you, and she gives you room to ask her question. There is never a time you send a question to either her or Sophia, who is the success manager for this class, and they don't respond to you. There has never been a time. So if you are still considering whether they are worth it, I am here to tell you that they are.